Summer is here and we're surfing into the 90s as we cover Point Break. So grab your boards, catch a wave, and Utah, get me too, on this high adrenaline, big wave riding edition of Going Hollywood.
Broadcasting from the not-so-secret underground lair here in Weirdoville. So put on your foil helmets, accept the offer you can't refuse, because you just entered our cinematic world of Going Hollywood.
So dude, have you ever actually tried surfing?
No, but I have done that water boogie thing or the
boogie board,
the big board, the boogie board.
Big board
I've done that.
Is it the big one or the half size one? Because I've done
big
the half
one,
size,
the big one. Yeah, no, I've never done anything surfing wise. Shit, no, man. Look at me. You think I can?
I was
surf?
saying, man, I kind of can't picture you surfing. Actually, it seems like
dude.
Feel like you'd be awkward with the board.
I can't even picture you surfing.
I can picture me
literally.
surfing more than
I
you.
cannot. Bull fucking shit. Are you kidding? Are you actually serious?
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, which one of us do you think you could picture surfing? If you looked at us, who looks more like a surfer?
I mean, I feel like right now I'm looking pretty much like a surfer. I got the tie-dye
I mean,
going.
you look a little surfy right now.
That's true.
A little surfery.
A little surfery. And you know what? I'm glad I did. I'm happy I did. Welcome to Going Hollywood, everybody. I'm JD. This is the Ghost. We are the Head Weirdos in charge. Welcome to our cinematic adventure. And of course, we're talking about surfing today because we are talking about, honestly, one of my favorite movies. What are we talking about today, Ghost?
Is it really?
It is.
Is this actually one of your favorite movies? No bullshit?
No bullshit. Yeah, it's up there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, definitely up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, I haven't seen this movie. I have never seen this movie, first of all, in English. This is the first time that I've seen it in English. And now I get the joke of, damn it, Keanu Reeves really does sound like a fucking surfer. And he nails it. But the movie that we're talking about is Point Break.
Point
1991.
Break. Fuck yes. Love
this
Point
one was,
Break. Now,
just,
hold on.
Dude, this is...
Hold on. I can't get quite past what you were starting off with there, though. What did he sound like in the German version?
He sounded like a German surfer. Ja,
ich
bin Johnny Utah.
Okay, so like what is German for catch a wave or some? Give me some other like surfer shit. Like,
dude,
I don't know.
I actually don't know. That is something I didn't even know, like surfing like that. I didn't even know surfing lingo when I was in fucking Germany. Why the fuck would you ask me? Hey, give me some German surfing lingo. Who the fuck? I don't even think Germans know surfing lingo.
I was saying, do Germans even surf?
There is no surfing in Germany. It's land. It's all surrounded by
landlocked
lakes and shit. And
yeah, you can't do
rivers,
surfing there.
Yeah,
you can't do surfing there.
No.
All right. So on the surface, Point Break is, just a typical kind of 90s action things going on. But I feel like it is actually a little bit deeper than that. Also, I'm going to point out early, I'm going to take a hard stance on this. The Fast and the Furious movies can fuck themselves. They all ripped off this movie 100%.
Agreed.
In a worse way. And they didn't even have Keanu.
I actually agree with you. This really is a blatant ripoff. And I've seen, from what I remember, because I remembered this now because I just watched it, but I've seen The Fast and the Furious several times. This is a blatant, they blatantly copied this movie. They totally did. I mean,
yeah, like even down to some small details. I mean, you've got niche sport that a FBI or federal agent has to get infiltrate to get in with the bad guys.
Get involved.
Gets involved, gets in close with the bad guys, falls in love with the dark-haired female of the group. The lines get blurred, and extreme sports are had. Point Break did it better. Everyone, if you disagree, you can fuck yourself.
I actually 100% agree with him. Nah, they did it so much better. Point Break had my attention from beginning to the end. This is not a review, ladies and gentlemen. This is us just talking about it, but we will
just talking about
our review. I'm gonna sprinkle in a review at the end.
We could.
On the weirdo scale.
I'm good with that.
Why the fuck not?
Why the
Let's
fuck
do
not?
it.
You know what? It's our show.
It's our show. Fuck you. Literally.
So Ghost, get into it a little bit. Let me hear some of the budget. I want to know how the movie did commercially.
All right, so this movie had a production budget of $24 million. And that's a lot. That's a lot of money, man, for a movie like this. This movie actually made its money back. It made worldwide $83.531 million. So almost $84 million worldwide. Made $43 million domestically, and it made $40 million internationally. When you combine those, you get the 83.5. They actually have it here, even on the numbers.com. They even give you an adjustment to inflation. So it actually made $94 million. So $94 million bucks, man. That's pretty good.
One could say that they surfed into success on that one.
Completely. They did, man. No, this movie's fun, and I believe it. It's a fun movie. It's fucking Keanu Reeves and Patrick fucking Swayze, dude. Of course, it's fun.
I feel like they did very well with the bromance here. Actually, Keanu was actually doing very well with bromance stuff around. Like, he's always done well with that, but this was a good time period for him and bromances.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And he, dude, this was a perfect bromance movie. Actually, this is the bro movie, dude. This
Not
is
only
the
that,
bro movie.
It's the bro movie. There's testosterone going. The stakes are high. Shit's intense. 100%. 100%. 100%. All right. Now, you were telling me off camera that you had a lot of interesting facts about this one for me. So what do we got? Lay it on me here.
I do. Did you know? You probably had no idea. I'm gonna start off with this fact. Did you know that this was directed by then James Cameron's wife,
Catherine Bigelow? I did know that.
Catherine Bigelow. Yes, I was completely. I was just mind blown when I saw the name James Cameron pop up as an executive producer. I'm like, that is just because. Oh my God, that's her husband. I never put the two and two together. That's an awesome fact that I was like, maybe he doesn't know that apparently you are a James Cameron fan, like mega super duper mega fan.
Not only that, have you looked up how long they were married?
I think like 3 years. I think it was like 2 or 3 years. It wasn't long at all.
They basically lasted through the making of this movie.
Are you serious?
They were married from 1989 to 91.
Fuck it, right? Literally the making. Because funny, this movie was supposed to be made in 1987, I believe, is from what I read.
I think it was 86.
Was the
actually.
first.
Yeah.
When they first started the ball rolling, they had like several titles for this shit, man. Did you know that this movie was actually called Johnny Utah before it became Point Break?
And then they just didn't think that like it fit with the theme of the movie, because like it's a cool name and it's a cool character, but like
it is
when you hear Johnny Utah, unless you're like, I mean, initially if you don't know anything about it, you're not going to think of the film. You're not going to think of the theme of the film with that.
Right. Right. No, I like that they changed it, because they changed it and they rode with this next title that I'm going to give you. They rode with this they rode with this shit for a while.
Yeah.
They rode with this next title. They scratched Johnny Utah.
Yeah.
And then
smart move.
And they titled it Riders of the Storm, which I really like. I like that. They should have kept that title. I really like that title.
No,
but I'll take Point
like,
Break because it's an FBI thing.
I wonder if with the Riders of the Storm thing, I wonder if they got into any issues legally because of the song.
Possibly. I don't know. Because it says right here, halfway during production, they changed it to Point Break, a surfing term for a wave that hits a piece of land extended from the coastline, which completely makes sense because that's the definition of it. But it's also the Point Break of the FBI. So, damn it, man, I just changed my mind. Point Break is a super cool fucking title now.
Point Break's an outstanding
these
title.
Facts are like, it is. And this is a great summer movie, dude.
Definitely the perfect summer action movie. And it's not like 100% action, but like the action that's in it is outstanding.
Oh, yeah. Did you know that the producers actually didn't want Keanu Reeves to play Johnny Utah? They had a lot of people in mind, but two people particularly stood out, and you're going to die. Johnny Depp is one of them, which I can see.
I can see that more. Okay, that's not bad.
But the second one is Charlie Sheen, and I would have died if Charlie Sheen, Tiger Blood, I got you now, Brody.
Okay.
I got you now, Tiger Blood. Winning.
Dude, we don't need like that amount of cocaine fueled energy with him and Gary Busey on set. Like, forget about it, kid. They're ghosts. I'm gonna find them, man. I'm gonna find them, and we're gonna surf. We're gonna surf, man. We gotta surf. The ex-presidents, dude, are surfers,
dude. Please, can we talk about Gary Busey right the fuck now? Can we please bring up I want that to be the introduction of this movie is Gary fucking Busey. Okay?
Gary fucking Busey.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, watch Point Break. Gary Busey is playing himself. That is Gary fucking Busey being Gary Busey.
It's like if they asked Gary Busey to stop a series of bank robberies.
Hey Gary, can you stop them? Yeah.
Because okay, so they sat. Okay, so Keanu is the new kid in town. He gets saddled with Angelo. Angelo, played by Gary Busey, and Angelo does not care for this new assignment at all. Right. But because Angelo is such a loudmouth, his first impression is basically talking shit about his new partner.
And they did it so well. It's like he's just blindfolding himself. And he's like, how many fucking years I had in this shit? I shot the last guy at the 45 and I didn't give a fuck about, oh, you the new guy?
But Gary Busey, both of them were super cool with it too. It's like super cool. Pappas, Angelo Pappas. And he's punk, quarterback.
Yep.
Punk.
It's great. No, those two work together great. They meshed well, and I didn't think Gary Busey would be that good in this, but then I'm like, oh, it's just Gary Busey playing Gary Busey. Fuck it. It's well,
great. I feel like Busey does a lot of like really good like kind of older sidekick roles very well.
Right. He does.
And something else I love about Busey, have you ever noticed this? Especially in those kind of roles where he's sort of a mentor figure, without fail, calls somebody hotshot.
Did he do it in Point Break?
Are you serious? The part where they're working the drop car, right? And that's another thing. He's bitching about everything the entire time. So the first part before they even right when he first meets him, I got no idea what a blind man fetching bricks from the bottom of the pool has got to do with being a special agent. So he's just complaining about his job the entire time. And then as soon as they get a lead, Johnny's all over because Johnny's the hotshot. So Johnny wants in on this. He wants to solve the whole thing. So as soon as the lead comes in, by the way, they work for Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
They fucking do. And we'll get into that shortly.
We will. So he jumps on the opportunity, says, we'll go work it. And much to Angelo's chagrin, because Angelo is not super happy about it. And in the middle of all that, when he's complaining, and he finally gets him to start breaking, when he makes him mad. Remember he made him mad?
He did, dude.
The way he says it, I love that part. You mad? Yeah, I'm mad. And he literally, after he gets him to calm down and explains what he was doing, he literally, all right, hot shot.
He totally fucking does say that, dude. I'd never even...
3 movies off the top of my head right now that Gary Busey calls somebody hot shot at. Point Break, Rookie of the Year, Soldier. Look him up. I'm not wrong.
Ladies and gentlemen, look it up. He's probably not wrong. This is the weird shit JD knows in this universe. And I really loved, I loved Gary Busey. He was perfect in this.
He was outstanding. And you know what? He was also loyal to the end, which I really enjoyed. That was really nice. But yes. I don't think they couldn't have solved the case without him. He's actually arguably one of the more important people in the film as far as plot goes, because he's the one that had the idea that everyone else was laughing at that turned out to be dangerously correct, that the ex-presidents are surfers. Right. So let's get into what they're up against. So Johnny Utah's the new guy. He gets assigned a bank robbery. Now they've got a string of bank robberies in the LA area by a gang called the Ex-Presidents.
Right.
This is actually my favorite robbery disguise persona ever.
I love that too. I will give you this. I thought that was really creative. They did it well. I think it worked. And the presidents that they picked, did you notice who they picked?
I did. So it's led by Reagan. Reagan is the leader. And they make their roles clear as they go through. So we're introduced to them pretty early on too, right after we're basically introduced to Johnny a little bit. So they're led by Ronald Reagan. Makes that clear. He does all the talking. Nixon is the operator after him, so he's the second in command. And then you got LBJ and Jimmy Carter.
Do not make him recognize.
I am not a crook. I am not a crook.
Oh my fucking God!
Nixon's back. Nixon's back, you guys. All right, Mr. President. I have to say, in this particular case, you might be a crook. We have video evidence of you actually robbing the bank with your colleagues, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, and Lyndon B. Johnson. How do you answer to that, sir?
Right.
How to get me? It's the evil media. That's what it is. You listen to the media too much, boys. I am not a crook.
Mr. President, you're on video. You're a crook. Get the fuck off my show.
I might be a crook. All right. Well, that was our 37th president, Richard Nixon. Thanks for joining the show, Richard. Glad to have you back. Always nice to see you.
Right.
All right, we're back from that. So I feel like anybody who's listening to the show up to this point probably could have seen that coming.
Yeah, if you didn't see this coming, sorry. Can I bring up something real quick before now that we got the surfers and the ex-presidents, fantastic, by the way.
Yes.
They did that shit superb. But I want to bring up something that I think I recognize that it was kind of weird to me. Maybe you can explain it better.
What you got?
When Gary Busey tells him, I think I know who the robbers are. I think I know where they are, where we can start off.
Right.
And he brings up these surfers. Why in the fuck did he have that in the back of his pocket? It didn't tell anybody. Why just randomly tell Johnny Utah?
So he did tell everybody. If you noticed, while they were reviewing the tapes and he was trying to show him his thoughts on the whole thing, if you notice, the other two agents that were kind of worked with him, kind of like rivals though, they came up and were making fun of him. Hang ten, Pappas, and so he had told people, but no one had taken it seriously. But Johnny, being having the fire in his belly that he did, he wanted in on it. He was like, all right, let me see what evidence you have. I will try to disprove it. If not, we're going to work this lead. And so he showed them, apparently, because the thing is, Angelo was kind of like an over the hill agent. He was sort of like one of the old guys. Nobody really paid much attention to him, but he was totally onto something. And this really did actually show that experience does count for shit like this.
Right. And I found it weird that he sat on this fucking evidence and like just Johnny Utah's the one that's like, all right, I think this could be something. I just found that weird. Like nobody wanted to take this lead from this fucking major non-rookie. This man is a experienced FBI agent. What the fuck?
Well, not only that, but he had some good reason, like to think of why this might be a thing.
Right. Totally did. So I always found, I wanted to ask you, I found that kind of like I guess you explained it correctly, but it's just, I just found it weird that no other FBI agent wanted to fucking hop on this shit. It's bizarre to me. I'm like, really, guys? What the fuck? Maybe he's not lying, but regardless.
Yeah. So they decide they're going to work this. They're going to work this scheme. So, which means that quarterback Punk actually might not be as useless as they thought, because quarterback Punk might be able to surf. But what I thought was funny. Okay, so this kind of goes with anything. This isn't just surfing. This isn't just honestly, this could go with podcasting. We've learned that in the last year or so is. Things aren't always as easy as you think they're going to be when you look at something.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, you think it's like, oh, we can do this. And then when you actually do it, it's like, oh, fuck, hold on a minute, man. This is what happened with Johnny and the surfing, if you want to break it down.
He learned very quickly.
Arose.
So
it did.
So they decide they're gonna go with this lead. And I love the part where they're in the shop. And they're buying it. Did you notice that part with that kid that worked in the shop? He's like maybe 15. The part where they're first buying the surfboard, and he looks at him, he's like,
yes.
he's like, hey man, like a lot of guys your age learning to surf. It's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. And he's like, I'm 25. Like he's like, I'm only 25. But the kid is just like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's never too late. Like, you know, like your life's not over yet.
He's like, you old fuck. You should have learned this shit at 14 like I did, motherfucker. But it's okay. 25 is, I'm just 25. Johnny Utah, man, that fucking character, dude. Let me tell you, I think Keanu Reeves fits that character way too perfectly. Like he plays the surfer cop guy way too well.
Honestly. Well, you know what the funny thing about that
way
is
too well.
When we were watching this movie, we're actually watching Keanu Reeves pick up the sport.
Yeah.
No, like literally in real life, he actually took it up as a hobby. He surfs today. Like he's a surfer because of this movie.
No, hold on. Fucking, what do you mean? Like in real life?
Real life, yeah.
So we have a real life Keanu Reeves that actually surfs in real life because of this movie.
Yeah, and instead of solving bank robberies, he's just like he just spreads joy on the internet.
Yeah, he's great, dude.
Pretty much one of the best
Keanu
people
Reeves.
ever.
Yeah, he's one of the best people like on the internet. The internet loves Keanu Reeves, man. They fucking do. They love him.
They absolutely do. So Johnny goes and he decides he's going to start surfing. Thinks what? and with Angelo's famous last words, how hard could it be? He goes out and he eats shit almost immediately.
Like it's that's it.
Yep.
Done.
He's saved by Lori Petty. I'm a fan of Lori Petty. League of Their Own, Tank Girl. More recently, Orange is the New Black. She's still killing it, dude. She was awesome in this role.
Yeah,
too.
Orange is the New Black. Funny, that's where I recognized her first because from I didn't know the other, but when I read into her, I recognized, she was in a bunch of movies. But yeah, Orange is the New Black, man. Good job. Yeah, that's where I recognized her.
Yeah,
younger
dude,
here, much
younger,
but
much younger. Obviously, because they were going for a 20-something that surfs. Apparently, Lori Petty did not have a lot of experience surfing at all. Apparently, she'd never actually been in the ocean when they first started with us.
Really? Oh man, she fooled me. She fucking learned that shit well. I mean, she's the one that actually teaches Johnny Utah how to fucking surf. So that's dope.
But not immediately because. No. As with any tight group, you can't just walk up and just be a part of their group. Like you can't walk up to a group of punks and just expect to be like 100% like cool with them. You can't walk up to a bunch of metalheads like that.
Right.
It's the same with surfing. You can't just walk up to a bunch of surfers and expect to just be in the community because you showed up. You got to actually be out there and you got to impress them and all that shit. So she saw him eat shit and was like, no, get out of here. Like, there's no place for you here. Go. So Keanu did something dirty, y'all. He looked up some of her past.
Mm-hmm. And as any FBI agent would fucking do, he looked up her past and found out some really intimate, personal, dark shit. And kind of utilized it to become her friend. As my parent, literally, he actually finds out that her parents were in some kind of car accident.
They were in a plane crash.
That's what it was. He found out that her parents were in a plane accident, and he used that story and fabricated it that it happened to his family as well. She doesn't know this, obviously, when he tells her, but you can see the sparkle in her eye as he's telling her this, that, oh my God, this happened to you as well? All right, that's fine. Tomorrow, 6 a.m., motherfucker. Any minute later, you're fucked.
Yeah. It created an understanding. It allowed her, because of what she thought was, we share this same experience, this horrible experience. Maybe I understand what you're doing. You're searching. And
Makes sense.
And so she was won over, which shows that, like, even though she was super cold and had a hard outer shell, there's a bit of softness in there, which you got to love that because that's just nice. So that's how he starts learning. He starts learning how to surf. And he sucks at it.
I really liked, dude, he does immediately, but I got to I really like the sparkle, the way she was directed.
When you see it change.
The way she got that emotion out. You can see it change, and it's super awesome.
You can watch it change in her
awesome.
face. Yeah.
Completely.
In her face,
her facial structure changes completely. It does.
100%. 100%. So they spend the next day together, and they start getting super. Yeah, they kind of hit it off at that point, and she's starting to let her guard down. She's starting to let him in a little bit. There's a little bit of puppy love already. It's a little bit early on, but I feel like Keanu will do that to you. So.
I mean, it is Keanu Reeves, and she isn't ugly either. I mean, she had shorter hair,
she
was
cute in that. I thought she was cute in that movie. There.
Right. Keanu was a little creepy though, like fucking like snooping on her as she's changing her undies and shit. And like, motherfucker, like, why are you trying to see some ass crack and shit? What the fuck's wrong with you?
I know.
Like, he's straight checking out ass crack.
Well, and in defense of that, he was doing it because he was trying to figure out a way in. Because he was trying to do something good. But this is like an ends justify the means kind of situation. Sort of. It's also fictional characters.
But did you have sort of? Did you have to continue on? But doesn't it?
I guess it's one of those things where I guess it kind of came off as like a workplace perk of some sort. Well, I guess I have to be looking.
Like, I have to keep watching.
Gotta keep watching.
Sorry, you're under federal investigation.
What if there's evidence in that ass crack?
There is evidence. She might be hiding a key in that shit.
The key to the whole case could be in that ass crack. We've definitely taken that as far as that'll go.
That's funny as fuck.
It is. All right, so that's when we're introduced to Bodhi. The Bodhisattva, they call him.
The Bodhisattva. I'm going to fucking say something really controversial right now.
What's that?
Are you ready for this?
I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make it clear that I am a super fan of Patrick Swayze. I think Patrick Swayze is absolutely incredible. He filmed this the same time he did, or in the almost same time, like a year difference, as he did Ghost. And you can tell. I can tell. I gotta tell you, man, he is just not a good surfer. I did not believe him to be a surfer at all. It was fucking Sam Wheat from Ghost with blonde hair and blonde beard just telling me that he's surfing. I was waiting for Oda Mae Brown to come out of nowhere and be like, Sam Wheat, are you still dead?
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because like when I think of Swayze, I go right to Point Break. I feel like you go right to Ghost.
I go straight either Ghost or Dirty Dancing or Outsiders. Those are probably the three movies from Swayze that I go to. Yeah, those are the three movies that I go to.
Fucking love Outsiders.
Yeah, but Ghost and Dancing, Dirty Dancing for sure, immediately. But I did not. He's fantastic in the movie. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. He's great. However, he's not a good surfer. I just didn't believe him to be a surfer. I believed him more to be a bro, like a buddy. Like he was a good friend to Johnny Utah. I just didn't believe him to fucking ride waves.
Well, he actually
fucking Patrick Swayze.
He actually was riding some of those waves. He actually
like actual Patrick Swayze.
Actual Patrick Swayze. He actually cracked 3 ribs doing it. He had apparently been on a board before, but he was the type that he was like he refused to have a stunt man. He wanted to do his own stunts. So he was on those waves. He wasn't on that last wave, but
no, I don't think he was. I don't think that last one. But no, before we get off of this, while we continue, I just want to Brody. Him as a character, fantastic. He played
Bodhi.
Sorry, not bro. Why did I say Brody?
Because you want to think of him as a bro.
Because I said bro, man. Because you keep saying bro. Yeah. It is Bodhi. Bodhi as a character, he killed it. He fantastic. I will not give anything away from that. I just didn't think that anybody else could have played it. I just didn't think Patrick Swayze was anything special in regards when it comes to the surfing role.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird because I watched it and I watched it twice before we did, and I just could have been anybody. Could have been the blonde guy from fucking what's the other Keanu Reeves movie? Fuck, I already forgot. With the blonde dude, him and
Bill and Ted.
Big Adventure.
Bill and Ted.
It could have been the guy from Bill and Ted, and I would have not known any different if they put him as fucking Bodhi. I could see Alex Winters as a surfer,
but I could not see Alex Winters as the creepy like cult leader that Bodhi was, because Bodhi was a little bit of a cult leader.
Definitely cult-esque. There's some kind of sprinkled in cult. You know them, they be smoking in their bag. You know they did.
Oh hell yeah. Oh so, hell yeah.
So very little culty, but
a little bit. Not a full. I mean, obviously not a full-on cult. You know what I mean?
Not a full-on cult. No, you can leave if you want to. I don't think Bodhi would have stopped you if you wanted to leave.
No, he wouldn't give you the chance to leave because he would talk you out of it, which he did in the movie when things were starting to get real with his crew. You're probably wondering, like, okay, it's Los Angeles. There's a lot of beaches in Los Angeles. How would they ever narrow this down? Well, Keanu thought of that. Well, Johnny thought of that. So they decided to go and collect hair samples from different beaches because they got one hair of evidence at one point at a crime scene. One hair they were able to take. And this was actually, what's interesting about this is I think like that kind of crime scene tech was starting to like become a thing, but it wasn't everywhere. LA probably had stuff like that, but like it wasn't nearly as sophisticated as it was today. So this was like early ideas of like looking into leads this way. And they were able to determine by going out to different beaches and grabbing dudes' hair, which was actually one of the funniest sequences in the in the entire movie.
Could not agree more. Absolutely hilarious. Because I was wondering, how the fuck are they going to narrow this shit down? And man, they fucking did.
And he comes in with the whole. He comes in with the whole. It's like, got this huge sucker crawling right in your ear. Saved your life, bro. Close one.
And he does that so well. I'm like, that's just Keanu Reeves being Keanu Reeves.
Yep. I believe it. I believe it was. So they managed to narrow down the hair sample to Latigo Beach so they know where the ex-president served. Presumably, if this whole harebrained scheme works, if the whole thing is what they're hoping.
Right.
And he almost immediately encounters a group of local hard asses who seem to start a bunch of shit with him for no real reason. Did you catch a reason why?
I did not, and it was very annoying that I didn't. I'm like, are they just fucking with him because he's new? And that's what came off to me. I'm like, they just fucking with him. They're bullies, and that's
literally just a territory.
What I
thing.
Registered.
Yeah, like literally, just like they're like, this is our territory.
And ladies and gentlemen, JD and I are far from surfers, so we have no clue what they're talking about most of the time. We're just two nerds that like movies.
Actually, I'm gonna actually disagree with you because I was recently part of a plot. So no, I actually know some surfer terms. Actually, don't mess with me, bro, because me and my sister put a plot together. I couldn't actually get it to go to fruition because I caved before I got to the good parts of it. But my sister had this idea. She sent me a glossary of surfer terms, right? Because she knew I was working on this episode. And she was like, what if I just like start like just like slowly incorporating like more and more surfer slang into my vocabulary around my wife and just see how long it takes for her to notice. And like I caught myself because I was like, this won't be hard. I say gnarly all the time. Like that's one of my go-to words. So I was like, this won't be hard. And like we were making dinner one night and I almost like took it up another level. And it was like I almost said that's tubular.
No, you didn't.
I almost said it, and I was like, you know what?
How close were you? Were you this close to saying tubular? Were you this close?
That close?
This fucking close?
That close? Like that close, dude? It was gnarly. So no, I do know some surfer slang. I don't know. I don't speak surfer. But
right. I never realized that. Anyway, why the fuck how the hell did we get into you just knowing surfer slang?
I don't know, but fun fact about that, just while we're on the topic of it, one of Bodhi's henchmen, like one of the ex-presidents, I think it was LBJ, his name in the movie was Gromit. That actually has a meaning. A Gromit is a young surfer, so it's presumable that Gromit was the youngest, so he was probably the baby of the group, which made it all the more heartbreaking when he got shot and died first.
Nice. Yeah, let's get into that. By the way, spoilers, y'all. Fuck it, you just found out something. But yeah, it's been out since '91. Like it is what it is. Like
So yeah.
Sorry, right? Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. So he gets into a fight on the beach with one of the guys in the gang is the singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was Anthony Kiedis.
Did not see that coming. You texted me the moment that happened. We talked. I'm like, no fucking way. Are you 100% sure? Did you confirm that?
Yeah, it's Anthony Kiedis.
He was such a scumbag in this movie. He was so terrible.
He was funny too because he seemed like the comic relief of that group too, because the rest of them seemed like they were like hardcore criminals, and he seemed more like he was like the funny guy.
He was, and isn't he the one that fucking shoots himself in the foot?
No, like when they're trying to come in, they shoot him in the foot, and he's
They shoot him in the fucking foot. Yeah, that's okay. That's him.
You hear him screaming later. He's like, "Don't touch it! Don't touch it!"
Are you telling me that's the guy that does "Dream of Californication"? Are you telling me that's the same guy?
Yeah, it's the same guy. And now the islands are far away. It's Californication. That's him. Same guy.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Great.
I mean, is it surprising? Like, it's a movie. It's a movie in California. Like, I feel like he probably just wandered on set and was like, "Hey, what's up? You guys making a movie? Yeah, you want to be in it? Yeah, I'll be in it, man. Yeah, I'll be in it, man. I'm probably doing a
hold my joint, man.
Yeah, right."
Flea, weren't you in fucking? He wasn't Flea in fucking Back to the Future. Do these guys just show up on like random sets and shit?
Dude, it must be one of those things where it's like when you're like just a friend of the of the industry, like, you know, you just get, let's say, hey, I got a part in this movie coming up. If you want to, like, it's gonna be like a couple days to shoot, but it's like you're gonna play a surfer who's like kind of a dick. He's probably like, yeah, I could do that, yeah.
And you get shot in the foot at the end, so.
Oh, that sounds fun. You're not going to really shoot me, are you? What do you think? You guys aren't going to really shoot me, are you? Because I mean, if you're really going to shoot me,
really shoot you.
Oh, dude, if you're going to really shoot me, if you're going to really shoot me, I don't think I want any part of that. Like, if you're going to fake shoot me, I would consider it. But like, I have no idea what that guy actually sounds like.
He'll fake shoot you.
Not singing. Like, I don't know what his non-singing voice actually sounds like.
I don't know. But this one took way too fucking long on these guys. Yeah, these guys just jump Johnny Utah, and guess who comes to save him?
Bodie.
I love it.
Which it's a good sequence, and you know, it really gives Johnny like some thought of like, okay, these guys kind of fit the profile of some dudes who would be robbing banks. Like, this makes sense. So they go with the obvious. He doesn't even consider the group he was just like surfing with, playing football. He doesn't even consider them. Like, he immediately goes for the crime, the guys that feel, and I'll be honest, they do feel more right. Like, if I was looking for a gang of bank robbers that were surfers, I'd probably start with those guys too.
Right.
So they go to a party before they do this whole thing, before they decide to move on these guys, because they even say, like, you should get some sleep tonight. What does Johnny do? Now he goes and parties because he's a hot shot, which was actually like severely irresponsible. But it did allow for a lot of character building, because if you notice here, there was a lot of foreshadowing in the scene. Did you notice that?
It's very subtle. I didn't notice it until the second time I watched it.
It's absolutely in your face. If you know anything about what's going to happen, it's 100%.
Which part are we talking about? Which one?
So they're at the party. They're at the party, and they're just sitting around drinking and talking about everything they love about surfing and all that. And all of them start, because they start talking about the 50-year storm. Bodie believes the 50-year storm is coming next year. And the 50-year storm is apparently it's this weather event that happens once every 50 years, and he apparently had read the weather patterns and stuff, because he turned out to be right. But it basically creates the biggest waves the planet has ever seen once every 50 years. And his dream, and all of his buddy's dream, is to ride that wave, to ride the final ultimate wave. Because they say he's a searcher. He's searching for the ride. So they do a lot of foreshadowing here, where they're talking about next year we're going to go to Bells Beach, Australia, and we're going to ride the 50-year storm. And that's actually probably definitely where Riders of the Storm was thought of for that, for sure, because they wanted to ride the 50-year storm.
Dude, that makes total sense. That makes total sense.
Yeah, but if you're not paying attention and you're just watching it for like the testosterone part here, like face value, it's just a bunch of testosterone. It's a bunch of dudes talking shit. We've all done that. We've all been in a group of dudes, and we're all just talking shit about something. They're doing the same thing. They're like we're gonna ride out on we're gonna die doing the 50-year storm. Not tragic, die doing what you love, bro. Like I'm not gonna live to see 30. Like they're all talking like they're gonna die. They're all foreshadowing their own death.
It plays and the way they tie it, because I never realized, because when the movie ended, remember I called you and I told you how I felt and what the end and you were like, well, hold on, did you miss this other little part? And I'm like,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, I actually did, but we'll get to that at the end.
We'll get to that.
But I love the foreshadowing in the party. That really was a great way to wait. If you wouldn't know it until you watched it 2, 3, 4 times, but if you realize what they're talking about, and like, oh God, okay,
they're foreshadowing what's going to happen to them for sure. Yeah, and then they decide to go out and do a bunch of big rive surfing in the dark. So they're out for hours on end, and I didn't like this about Johnny, man, because like I'm not one for being late. So like I actually would have been like if I had an FBI raid the next morning and I had to go and like raid a place and like there might be shooting, could go real bad. I would not be out partying. I'd be like, you know what? That party sounds like a lot of fun, but I will join you guys another time. I've got a big morning ahead of me. I need to get a full 8 hours. It bothered the shit out of me because it's like, now you're late. You had no alarm set. You had no plan.
Weirdoville, let me explain something to you, Weirdoville. This is not a joke. This is not even exaggeration. JD would literally tell these people to go fuck themselves because he's like, I have a job to do in the morning. Even though this is my job as well, this man will literally not be able to do anything if he doesn't get his 8 hours of sleep. This man will not do shit if he doesn't get at least 8 hours of sleep.
I will straight up cancel plans. I will cancel the entire day. I will cancel. I would cancel the raid. I'd be like, no, I didn't get enough sleep. Like we're not doing this today.
I'm not getting killed for you motherfuckers if I don't get my 8 hours.
They're like, you can't cancel a raid. It's like, well, I haven't had my coffee. I'm not going to be any good to you on a raid without my coffee. Like, and he did that shit without coffee.
It's like, and they do. Yeah, they do. But whose house do they raid? Whose house are they raiding?
So they raid Bunker and War Child? War Child.
War Child.
Real like over the top nonsense with that. But yeah, so they raid their place.
It is.
But it turns out these guys aren't the ex-presidents. These guys are actually drug dealers who are severely paranoid, severely packed. Definitely seem like they might be smoking their own stuff. It's I think they were meth dealers, and they were extraordinarily paranoid because the one dude, he was ready to like when Busey was at the door, just like in undercover mode, he was ready to like blast.
Yeah.
Dangerous people, man.
Oh yeah. He was. Yes, that these motherfuckers are crazy, but they go in and it's the FBI and they mow some of these guys down, but these guys hold their fucking own. And you think in this part of the movie, you think these are the ex-presidents. I think they got to come to find out, no.
Not at all.
The dude that comes in that gets so pissed off. You think I fucking like this hair? Do you think I like dressing like this, Utah, you motherfucker?
Like these,
you
think I like these clothes, man?
I love. Do you like I like these clothes? I fucking love that guy. Dude, that's the dude from fucking
Tom Sizemore.
Dude, yeah, that's the dude from fucking Saving Private Ryan. He's one of my favorite characters in that fucking movie, dude. He's like, get in line. I'm like, I fucking love this guy. This guy's great. He's like, you don't think I like this fucking hair? I love that shit, dude. That
was great. And it was an epic battle scene, awesome action. For some, that one chick that was naked in the shower was awfully loyal. Did you notice that?
Immensely.
Because like she just started straight up stabbing the one agent in the back.
I mean, she was in. She's like, it's they made a pact. The only way you leave this place is in a coffin.
I guess.
And she's like, I guess I'm leaving the coffin today.
Well, that's a great way to go.
Yep. It's a big ass battle scene. It's great. It's awesome.
It's a lot of good action. Keanu wins, obviously.
Of course.
But then they find out they're back to square one. They don't know what they're going to do now. And so he's a little down about that. He's having a lot of thoughts, and this is kind of the part in the movie where it's like a lot of somber music, a lot of introspection. But then all of a sudden, they're woken up super early. Do you notice how early that was, by the way, that they got woken up?
What time was that? No, I don't. I didn't remember.
4:53 a.m.
Wait, 4:53 a.m.?
Yeah, it's when Bodie and gang picked them up to go surfing that next morning.
I would have been like, you fucking motherfuckers have lost your mind, dude.
Y'all have lost your minds. Get off my property.
Get off my property. What would you do if I hopped in your house at 4:53 in the morning and be like, all right, man, let's go. Get your motherfucking ass up.
I probably wouldn't even notice you were there because like I don't have doorbells. Like you'd be knocking on like every door, every window, every. I had the key. Like I'm walking into your house. I had the key. I walk in. Oh man,
what would you do?
You would find me in my bed naked, and I would tell you that I'm not getting up yet. You can go sit down. You can go sit down, sir.
I do not want to see your cucumber dick. I swear to God, your fucking pickle dick. If I see a pickle dick, I'm gonna kill you.
Well, then don't be coming to my house at 4 a.m.
Anyway, if you popped into my house at 4:53, I would have been furious. But Johnny Rose is like, all right, I guess
They were like, no, and literally, Tyler was like, he does this. Like, it was just like, this is just part of being friends with Bodie's. He does this every now and then. You're going to get woken up to go surfing super early. But it was while they were surfing when Johnny put the pieces together.
I'm sorry, I can't get away from this. JD, I would fucking kill you if you popped in my house at 4:53. I don't give a fuck if you do that shit. I'd kill you. I'd fucking
Dude, you know what I'm gonna do?
I'm out.
You know what I'm gonna do at some point? I'm gonna bust in your house at 4:54, and I'm gonna be like, "You said 4:53, man. You said I couldn't come in until 4:53. It's 4:54."
I couldn't even get mad at that shit.
I know, right? I know, right?
Anyway,
so that's where Johnny puts the pieces together. That's when Johnny realizes, oh,
yes,
these might be my guys. And the way he noticed it was the one guy. I think it was Nathaniel. He moons him, which is one of the bits of evidence on the video they had as one of the things the one does. Now, fun fact, the guy that plays Nathaniel, he actually was in Return of the Living Dead, my favorite zombie movie.
Let me tell you something about Nathaniel's ass. In that fucking picture, when he spreads it, when they fucking stop it, you can see this motherfucker's asshole, and it's like crystal clear. I'm like, they kept that shit in?
The evidence is in the crack.
Is in the crack. Literally! The evidence is in there. The crack. Seriously, no fucking joke. It's funny that you brought that up because I just wanted to bring it up. I mean, you literally see this man's sphincter just fucking there it is in my face. I'm like, God damn, man.
How hard were you studying it, dude?
You can tell. Go rewatch it and watch that scene. You can see this motherfucker brown hole straight out. Just there it is.
I mean, yeah, you probably can. But, I mean, who cares?
Anyway, fuck him. I don't want to talk about his asshole anymore. But that's how he figures it out. Yeah, his asshole is how he figures it out.
The ass shall set you free. And it did. So he tails him.
Shall set you free.
He tails him and he notices that Bodie and Roach. Roach is Nixon. Okay. Just wanted to make sure he didn't hear us. Anyway, so... he tails Bodie and Roach, and they go to the Assurant. I don't fucking know, like whatever bank. They go to the bank, like whatever the next one's gonna be, and that is where he thinks the presidents are gonna hit next because they think they have one more chance to get him because they only operate during the summer, which is another reason that Angelo thinks that they're surfers. So they decide to stake it out, and this is where I identify with Angelo more than any other point in the entire movie. They're sitting there, they're bored. It's 10:30 in the morning, and Angelo finally just out of nowhere, it's time for lunch. I fucking love that.
It's time for lunch. It's
Like,
10:30. It's time for lunch.
It's time for lunch. It's time for lunch. He doesn't even take no for an answer. The funny thing about that is like it seemed so perfect for the timing situation that I actually, when the very first time, like a couple times I watched it when I was a kid, I specifically remember thinking he's one of the bad guys. He's one of the bad guys here. Turns out not the case. He's just hungry. Literally tells this man to go get him 2 meatball sandwiches. Utah.
He absolutely does. And it's so yeah. Utah.
Give me 2.
Give me 2. He literally does that in the movie. And I thought it was like, this is fucking Gary Busey telling Keanu Reeves to get him 2 meatball sandwiches.
Like that was probably literally just like, there's a meatball sandwich place around here. They sell meatball sandwiches. I need you to go get me 2 of them. He's like, that's not in the script at all. We're just going with it. It works. It works.
It literally, I bet you the director did.
Yeah,
Bigelow
probably.
just went with it. She was like, fuck it. You know, he needed 2 meatball sandwiches. I put it in the movie. Just go with it, Keanu. Just do it.
You know what's funny? Did you notice how much? Did you notice how much it cost? You're gonna be so mad. It was like
the
under
sandwiches.
$8.
No, how much did they cost?
It was like $7.92 or something for 2 meatball subs, a turkey sub, and 2 lemonades. That just piss you off.
1991, man. That's
Take your $5 foot long and shove it.
Gallon. Shove it up yo ass. Ain't that the truth?
Shove it up yo ass. So that's when they get into the big chase because that's when the presidents hit, and they take off on probably one of the more epic parts of the movie, the chase through LA. Mm-hmm. I love how they do that. Also, I love how like when they're in character, they call each other by their president names.
It's great. It works perfectly.
The part where they're trying to get
they're playing the characters.
They're playing the character. If you notice, they even call it Air Force One later. The plane they were in. This is Air Force One.
They do.
I love that. That's a cool detail.
This is Air Force One. It's great.
Love that part. But so then this is where this is like the big chase. And dude, I noticed Bodhi wasted a lot of time on this part. Did you notice that when he was like with the flamethrower thing?
He did. Now I don't know is there an underlining reason behind this? Because you know it more than I do. You're like this movie.
The only thing I can think of is to just try to cause more chaos, or maybe try to get rid of any evidence.
Exactly. Right. But and that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
But it seemed like he was like doing it for a bigger reason. Like I think he was trying to up the stakes a little bit.
I mean, I feel like he had to. Here's my question, though. How the fuck did Johnny know that they're going to be at this specific bank? Did they specifically mention that, or? Well,
he followed Roach and Bodhi around, and he saw them scoping that one out.
That's right.
Yeah,
you saw them scoping out.
They were like, I bet you this is where they're going to hit tomorrow. So the big chase ends with Johnny chasing Reagan. So Reagan's the leader, and you have a pretty good idea who this is by this point. Like at this point, you're sitting there like this might be them. And right near the end, Johnny twists his ankle, and there's that part where he's got the gun. He's holding it, and Reagan's looking back, and they just meet in the eye for a minute, and then he can't do it. He can't pull the trigger. And that's when it's confirmed that they are the ex-presidents, because they have another scene with Gary Busey and him talking about the whole situation and how they got away. Right. Bummer. But then they have them on the beach, and that's where they're talking. That's what I talk about, the cult-like thing, because he was definitely a very cult-like vibe. He was very much like, it's okay. Do you guys trust me? It's going to be okay. Come on. It's going to be no problem. And they did. And that was a big old mistake.
It was a huge fucking mistake, because he even tells them, he's like, FBI fucking agent is after us. Are you fucking serious? He's an FBI agent. Like, he's like, that's okay. And
he literally just goes, all this does is up the stakes of the game, man. Like it's just all a game to him.
It kind of after that part is when it really starts. The Act 3 starts really kicking in, and I mean,
you really see Bodhi's true colors.
On. Johnny knows who they are.
Yeah,
they know that Johnny knows that they know that he knows.
Well, and the part
that made sense,
it did. But the part that's so tense is the next scene, the part where they take him skydiving.
Oh yeah,
because like,
oh my god, dude.
Would you have jumped if they did all that to you?
I'm not. No, I'm not. But he wants to do that. See, Johnny wanted to do that. That was his thing. Like, it was like, he's like, fuck, dude, this is great. It's not my thing. I would be like, why would you take me to meet M. Night Shyamalan? Maybe I'll be like, all right.
And of course,
I'd go.
The ghost found a way,
I would fucking go.
to work in M. Night Shyamalan, even into an episode about
every
Point
time,
Break.
ladies and gentlemen. Every time.
Love it. Anyway, so he decides to jump. Turns out they don't have nefarious plans there, but I think they were literally just kind of skirting this line of like, we're still friends, but this sucks. We have to do this. So we're going to have some fun first. And that's when he reveals that Tyler has been kidnapped by Rosie. Now, Rosie is the psycho friend that's been kind of hanging on, the one that's always putting his feet in the fire. He doesn't actually ever surf. He just hangs out. That's actually, did you ever watch that show Oz? You ever watch Oz?
I have heard of the show. I've not ever watched the show, no.
You got to check it out. That guy plays like one of the main guys. He basically is like a like a normal dude who like ends up accidentally committing a horrible crime and going. And so he's in with he's in with like the neo-Nazis to start off with. Actually, the farmer's guy, he's actually his main enemy in that. You should check that out. Really good show. So he plays the psycho Rosie. And it's revealed that if Bodhi doesn't make it to a certain time in a certain place, Tyler is going to be murdered by Rosie. And he lets him know he means business. Like, so Johnny has no choice but to join him. And where does he take Johnny? What does he make Johnny do?
He takes him to their next robbery, which I got to tell you, I did not see that coming. That kind of threw me off. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
Because he was still doing that thing of skirting the line. He was still skirting the line. He's like, all right, man, like you're an FBI agent. It's wild, isn't it? Like you could be the criminal and be the law. Like, oh my God, like Jesus, dude, like off the fucking deep end.
I mean, yeah, no, it's like a jerk off fest for Johnny, but they go in there and it happens. He joins them in a fucking bank robbery. And I'm like,
he knows he has no choice.
I remember stopping the movie, dude. I remember stopping the movie and thinking, man, I only know this chick like how long?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, okay. No. But he also got her into a lot of danger. You can't just be leaving that shit, man. Like at that point, you're committed, man. Like, okay. No, hold on. Here's the thing.
You're right.
He did her wrong in the beginning. And there was that whole thing where they had bad terms when she found out he's an FBI guy. Right. But he was already starting to fall in love with her, man. They had actually already connected. Like, no, this was like, it was quick, but it was real. And it was also one of those things where it's like, okay, I got her into this. I can't let her be a casualty.
I completely get it. Like you kind of talked me into it now. I completely get it. It's like, I got you into this. I'm a good dude. I'm not gonna just fucking, kind of fuck you over. So let me. I'm gonna do everything I have to do. We're both involved. I'm not gonna let you leave you hanging.
Gonna do everything I have to do. And so he decides to go, and he decides to go along with the plan. Very much against his own. He doesn't want to do it. He's not happy about doing it. So, and that's when Bodhi decides to break the rule, because they mentioned several times throughout the movie that it's 90 seconds in and out. It's 90 seconds in. You never hit the vault. You never get greedy. You hit the money up front and you get the fuck out.
Exactly.
But Bodhi decided halfway through, he said, Dick, go to the vault. And he's like, even Nixon was like, what? Like, I don't, okay. And so like, he's calling him out in the middle of the whole thing. He's like, you're breaking your own rules, man. You're pulling too much time. And like, and that's when they show that concept is very much a fact, because you get somebody who got just cool enough in the crowd, decided they wanted to be a hero.
Yeah. And that was a bad idea. I think
it was a very bad idea.
The hero that it was a police officer. Was it a security guard or a police officer?
It was an off-duty cop that got the security officer was with him to join him. He did not want to do that, but it was like, okay, so here's the thing, man. Like, you are never supposed to do that. Like, you are never supposed to interfere with a robbery in progress like that. Like, because that's how people get hurt. When you start pulling shit like that, you are putting not only yourself in danger, but other people. And that's exactly what he did.
Wait, hold on. What would you have done? If you were let's just say you were the cop, or you were the security guard, and the cop was there, and he saw that you were the security guard, what would you have done in this situation? And I mean, and Think about it.
If I'm the cop or if I'm the security guard?
If you're the security guard, the cop's like, I'm pulling this shit and you better follow me because I'm going in.
I would literally tell him I'm not pulling my piece. That is the stupidest fucking idea that I've heard. I would literally tell him that. I'd be like, I'm not pulling it. I'm not getting involved in this. You're not supposed to get involved in this shit. Like,
and you're absolutely right, Jay.
Yeah, it's like these funds are federally insured. Like
insured, right, by the federal government, you idiot.
Yeah. Like, you're not supposed to get involved in that shit because that's how hostage situations happen. And or that's how people get desperate. You back them into a corner and they have to shoot their way out. And that's exactly what happened. They burned more than the 90-second window. The 90-second window was a safety net because you can't think in 90 seconds enough to be a hero. Like if you're just going through your day, you're in a bank for some reason. I don't even see a need to go into a bank anymore personally, but you're in a bank for some reason. Even just you're in a 7-Eleven, and all of a sudden there's 4 dudes in ex-president masks with guns in your face yelling you to get down, give me the money. By the time 90 seconds has passed with that, it's going to feel like an eternity, but you're not going to have time to react. That's why the 90 seconds was a safety net, because no one tried to be a hero. No one had time to process what was going on. By the time they did, they were miles away.
Oh yeah.
But this gave him enough time to process it and try to be a hero and try to stop the whole situation. And dude went trigger happy, got himself killed, got the security guy killed. I'm sorry. Call me a pussy or whatever you want to call me. I would not have pulled. Like, no way, dude. You're not supposed to interfere with that shit. I would have told the guy, I'd be like, you're on your own if you do this. You're making a mistake.
And I couldn't agree with you more. I actually agree with you 100%. Why would someone do this shit? Like, that's a death sentence, motherfucker. That's what I would have told him. Like, you're about to get us both killed, but okay, I'm still not going to pull it. It's not a pussy manly thing. It's a life or death thing. Do you want to die? Are you trying to commit suicide? That's what I would tell him, because I have a feeling you will commit suicide.
What I would have done is I would have kept my piece handy, and if it came into a situation where they started capping people for no reason, that's when you start shooting. Like, that's when you start doing that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But if it's looking like, if all they want is the money, they don't want your blood. They want the money. They don't want blood. They want money.
Right.
But what they got was blood.
Yeah. and a lot of it. But it does go bad. Like you said, the off-duty cop dies. Mm-hmm. The security guard dies.
So did Gromit. So did Gromit, the youngest member. Yeah, and that's when shit's
that's when he gets killed.
You got Nixon yelling, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" And they're just like, "We got to go, man. We got to get out of here." And they get to the airport and they are caught just in time because, actually, hold on, I can't skip over that one part where Angelo stands up to Harp, where Angelo stands up to his boss.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
When he punches his boss's lights out, that had to feel good.
It probably felt fantastic because I would probably feel fantastic.
Well, that particular boss was a dick. He was always riding him. So that had to feel good when he did that. Yeah. So Angelo decides to take him. Angelo believes him. Angelo knows that things, when he says he knows where they're going, we got to get there quick. He goes and helps him. So it's just Angelo and it's just Johnny. So that's where they get to the airport and Johnny tries to talk Bodhi out of it. More shooting happens, man. This is where the roller coaster really starts to derail. So this is where Nathaniel gets shot. This is where Pappas gets shot and killed. And oh man, when Gary Busey's character died, I was so sad. That was a really sad moment.
Yeah, he got shot badly. He got shot with a shotgun, I believe.
Couple times too. Yeah, like at least twice in the back.
Couple times too. Yeah.
So then.
It was fucked up. I mean, the ending is explosive, dude. It's huge. It's in your face. They tell you that it's all over the place, but it's It ends perfectly in that particular scene. I'm talking about just that particular scene until the end. That ends perfectly. Johnny gets pissed and was at
that point it's like we're the only two left. Like Roach is alive, but Roach is not making moves. Like, I don't even think Roach believed he was going to survive the jump.
He did.
I don't think anybody had any illusions about that. So I think he knew he was going to die. His last words were literally, "See you in hell, Johnny." And Bodhi thinks he's making the biggest escape ever. They do the jump because that's where it comes in. Like, okay, this all made sense. We're also skydivers, so they jump, and that's how they make their escape, because then they can avoid radar. And he thinks that he's gotten away. And Johnny does the craziest shit ever, where he jumps.
He does, dude,
without a parachute, dude.
Yeah, I actually didn't remember that. And when it happened, I'm like, what in the fuck is he doing? Is this actually happening? Is this a mistake? No. Yeah. Legitimately is in the movie. And he gets to fucking Bodhi and grabs onto him, dude. I'm like, oh, shit, dude.
Dude, that scene gives me more
pull the thing now. You fucking pull it. Bodhi, and
Bodhi's literally just like, nah, you pull it. And I'm literally just like, dude,
he didn't care.
Watching that in my mid-30s, like, really gave me more anxiety than it did when I was a kid, because I'm like, oh my God, he just jumped out without a chute. He gonna die.
He is.
He gonna die.
I didn't know what happened. And of course, he made him. He pulls it, and they get to the bottom. And I mean, he pulls it right before they get there. I mean, not pretty hurt, but they got hurt. Yeah, they got hurt.
Well, and that worked up his leg injury again.
That worked up the leg injury again. So that's how Patrick Swayze's character Bodhi gets away. Somebody picks him up in a Jeep.
That was Rosie.
Hilariously, picks him up. Rosie, yeah, and they leave, and
that's. But you know what? He did do the honorable thing. He let her go, and he literally wished, he kind of showed he was still friends. He was like, "Hey, Johnny, I'll see you in the next life," and I thought that was awesome.
Yep.
And you kind of think this is where it's over, this is where it's going to end, but then they kind of cut to like sometime later. And Johnny's walking along this town in Australia, and you're like, oh my God, are they at Bell's Beach? And the weather's really bad, and all these surfers are coming in. They're like, nah, man, death on a stick out there. You can't do it. And there's one guy waiting on the beach, just staring off into it. And they kind of narrate. Did you catch all the narration? Like, Rosie got killed too. Like, they found a dead body in Baja that turned out to be Rosie.
I did. That's the one thing I'm like, oh God, the whole crew is dead. I guess they're all gone except the one person. And
all Bodhi had to say about it was, yeah, it went bad. Went real bad.
Yeah, he did. And I got that. But I really, I got to add to this, man. I really like that ending. Especially when you told me, did you get what he was doing? Because I was like, I thought he just let him go.
Yeah.
I thought he just let him go.
You thought
he got him. Like, he was looking for him. He finally got him. He handcuffed him. And he even said, he's like, I'm not going to be escaping to New Zealand through those rocks.
Can't handle a cage, man.
Right. I can't handle a cage. And that's where it clicked. And I was like, this man just committed suicide. He's like, I can't handle a cage. It all clicked. And
so then you got to think back to that party. You got to think back to that party. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. And he wanted the one thing he wanted in life. He managed to get. He took the ultimate ride, the biggest wave on the planet, and Bodhi rode it to the end. And that's the part where it's like, he's not coming back.
He's not coming back. He does say that, and that's it.
Also, I didn't notice this before. It took me until this time watching it. The song playing at the end was Nobody Rides for Free by Rat.
Oh my God, that's great. Do you wanna rate this motherfucker? Let's give it a small little weirdo scale rating. Like, what would you put this on?
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, this movie still holds up. I'm gonna give this a super dope.
I'm gonna give this a solid Head Weirdo approved.
That's fair.
100%. It's a solid Head Weirdo approved. It didn't get a super dope because there were some sections of the movie that faltered a little bit. I did not like the portrayal of Patrick Swayze doing Bodhi. I didn't believe him as a unfortunately, I didn't believe him as a surfer. And that's why I just brought it down a little bit. It's a very high Head Weirdo approved for me.
Love it. I want to know what you weirdos think about that. What do you guys think it would be? But you know what? This is a great movie. So you know that we're by the time this episode hits, it's going to be in the first week of summer. So perfect movie to to get into the hang 10 zone, brah. Like just get fired up for summer, man. I'm ready for summer. I don't know about you.
I'm never ready for summer. I hate summer, but this is definitely the perfect summer movie, and I'm glad that we put it right there with summer. And this is a great movie. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. You'll like this one.
Thanks for getting weird with us. Now, are you thirsty for more? Then head on over to our Patreon community, where you can support our podcast by becoming an official Holly Weirdo. But if you're feeling like you just need a little more, become a citizen of Weirdoville, where you will get access to our Going Hollywood Discord community, early access to every episode we drop. Or if you're feeling even weirder, then join our Inner Circle, where you can get access to our exclusive content, only available on Patreon. Now, wherever you listen to us, make sure you leave us a review, be it Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. It helps us out a lot, and it helps us reach a lot more Holly Weirdos. Also, find us on all socials, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and for more content, find us on TikTok. Just search Going Hollywood. Links are in the episode description. Email us at gohollywoodpodcast@gmail.com, where you can give us your favorite film theories, request future episodes, and maybe, just maybe, be part of an episode as a guest. Thank you all for the amazing support. We hope to see you in Weirdoville, where we always stay weird.